Hey, how's it going? We having a good day, a real good day. Um, to say it's a little chilly out today. It definitely seems like fall is in the air, which would make sense because we are close to the end of October already. Actually, I'm pretty lucky here in Ohio. Um, there's some years when we've already had snow on the ground this time of year, and of course we've had other years where we get basically an Indian summer, which I'm still kind of hoping for. I wouldn't mind a week or two of 60-degree weather in November. Maybe right around my birthday, right around the middle of the month. That'd be great. Um, but have to wait and see. It is Ohio. Like they say, wait 5 minutes, the weather will change. So, um, well, we're here, and I got my new box of Dread today. So we're gonna open that up and see what we got. I know that it was supposed to have some items dealing with Creepshow, which is a classic film. It was also supposed to have the new not Poltergeist, the new Paranormal Activity. I can't remember what the byline of the title is. I've seen the trailer a few times. It actually looks fairly decent. I've only actually seen, I think, the first one for sure. I might have seen the second one. I can't even tell you how many they're up to now. I think this makes like the fifth one or something like that. And then it was also supposed to have something from Deathgasm. Um, it's kind of a weird title. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a guy, I love women. They're works of art. They really are. And I mean, I like sex as much as the next person. I mean, but Deathgasm, given the choice, do I want to have something like really good and then possibly die in the process, or continue living? Yeah, yeah. If need be, yeah, I'll choose living. Thanks. I still got, I'm only 43. I'm hoping I got at least another 43 years. My one grandpa on my dad's side, he lived to be either 98 or 99, I believe, and up until about 6 months um, before he passed, he was actually fairly mobile on his own. He was still cooking for himself and cleaning and doing his own laundry, and it wasn't until he actually fell, and I believe it was a hip injury that he sustained, that he started having some issues, and he kind of went downhill after that. But hey, hopefully, a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't want to live to be that old and be all rickety and not be able to do it." You know what? Fucking take care of yourself. All right, stay in shape. Get some fucking exercise. All right. And don't be so health conscious that it's everything healthy all the time. You know what? Once in a while, have a Twinkie, okay? Splurge. It's good for you. I'm not saying every day of the week, but once in a while, you gotta take in, you know, junk. The way you can see things is honestly, anything you take, anything you eat, anything you put in your body, too much of it will eventually be bad for you. And the same with like vitamins. Too much iron, it's bad for you. Too much vitamin C, it's actually bad for you. It can cause issues. So everything in moderation. That's how it should be. So have a Twinkie once in a while. All right. Anyway, yeah, I like to ramble. I don't have anybody here to talk to all the time. So when I do, you guys, I'm gonna ramble. I'm gonna say whatever the hell's on my mind. Anyway, let's get this open and see what's going on. Alright. Open the box. Turn it so I can't really see into it. all the paper. I actually did throw away all the paper from my other boxes, so I'm starting a fresh pile now. Alright, let's see. Let's... Well, this... I think this feels like a poster. Which, you know what that means. Yeah, I have to buy another frame. I need to buy frames in bulk. That's what I need to do. They should offer me a deal. Give me like $2 off each frame if I buy like 10 of them at a time. There's probably some place that I actually do that. Let's see what this one is. It's either Creepshow, Deathgasm, or Paranormal. Or it might have been something that they didn't list and just threw in just to mess with us. Okay, it is, yep. Ooh, there's 2 posters. Alright, so I'm going to look at the second one. Yep. Look at the first one first. Alright, there's the first one. It's Paranormal Activity, the Ghost Dimension. And as I thought from the trailer that I saw, it is in 3D. Which, I mean, could be pretty cool. I mean, if it's done right. 3D is one of those things that there are some movies that they bring out in 3D that really didn't need to be done in 3D. Trying to think. There was one movie that I watched. Can't even remember what the hell the name of it is now. Tells you how much it stuck with me. But I bought it in 3D. I think I had like an Amazon gift card or something. Anyhow, maybe somebody can... I don't feel like going out and looking to see what the name is right now, but it's had to do with like samurais, and it had Keanu Reeves in it, and he played like this orphan that was taken in by samurais, and he was supposed to be like the chosen one or something. It was like if you mix like the Matrix with Shogun Warriors. That's what this premise was kind of like, except it took place in, you know, like real time, not like some virtual world. Anyhow, I can't think of the name of it, but this movie, a decent movie, is alright. Don't really see Keanu Reeves in that role. They could have cast a little bit better, I think, and it certainly didn't need to be done in 3D. There was really nothing that I saw in that movie that really jumped out at me. So, 3D is you know, give and take. You know, I'm gonna say, you know, just because something's done in 3D doesn't automatically make it better. Okay, it's like when they bring out movies that aren't like action movies, that aren't like fantasy or sci-fi or horror. They bring out just like a run-of-the-mill drama, and it's in 3D. Why? What's the fucking point of that? So they can make everybody think that it's going to be so much cooler in 3D. No, it's not. It's going to say the same boring shit that you're going to watch in 2D. So why do it? I mean, other than the fact that, you know, morons. I'm not saying that everybody's morons, but that's what they think of us, obviously, is because they think that there's so many of us that are going to say, oh, well, 3D, yeah, I'll pay that extra $5 or $6 to go see it in 3D. When you don't really need to. You know what? Here's what you do. Invest in a good 3D TV, a 3D player, Blu-ray, or like a PS3, or I think PS4 probably does a 3D too. Alright? Get you some good glasses, okay? And then just wait for these movies to come out on 3D Blu-ray. Because honestly, the ones that I've watched, except for the one I just mentioned, other ones like Guardians of the Galaxy, I got that in 3D. Oh, it's fucking amazing. It's fucking nice. Ask my daughter, she'll tell you. It's fucking amazing. Anyway. Oh, now this one is really cool. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah. Deathmatch. I'm guessing it has something to do with metal, which anybody that knows me knows. Yeah, I like metal. that the majority of my CD collection is metal. Whether it's classic metal, and I don't care what anybody says, freaking Black Sabbath, okay, that's metal. Alright, that's where it all started, back with Ozzy and Black Sabbath and Man of War. Okay, all the way up to, you know, to new stuff. You know, one of my favorite bands right now is actually Miss May I. A couple of local boys. I actually, believe it or not, worked with the lead singer for a little bit. I mean, this was obviously a few years ago when he worked with me for wasn't more than a couple months, and then next thing you know, they're getting signed. And I was lucky enough to was actually able to go see them once somewhere local here perform before they actually got signed. And I mean, they're huge now. If you like metal, you should know who they are. If you don't, check them out. Miss May I. They got like 5 albums out now. Their latest one's called Deathless. There ain't a bad track on that album. It kicks ass from beginning to end. Go pick it up. If you don't like metal, well, get with it, okay? Go pick it up anyhow. You'll come to like it. Alright, next. Let's see what this feels like a book or something. Yeah. Deathgasm Box of Dread Collector's Edition. And it's like a whole behind the scenes thing for the movie. That's fucking cool. Oh yeah, and that's like top quality right there too. I mean, they didn't go chintzy on this. This is something you could see going and spending, you know, $20, $30 for. I'll have to check that out a little bit later. Alright, let's see what else we got in here. What? Alright, hey. Deathgasm decal, which that'll be going out on my bar, along with my other ones. Signed picture of it's got Nicolas Cage in the picture. I'm not real sure who the other guy is. I'm going to guess that maybe the signature is the other guy, because the signature don't really look like Nicolas Cage. And somehow I doubt that it's Nicolas Cage. I mean, I couldn't imagine that. Granted, he hasn't had the greatest run of movies here lately, but he's still got a pretty good repertoire of fairly good movies. I mean, and I couldn't imagine him getting his signature on pictures to put in the box of dread. It'd be really cool if it was, but you know, looking at that signature, it definitely don't look like Nicolas Cage. But then again, who the hell knows? I mean, it's like doctor's prescriptions. I mean, it could be just a fucking scribble. You never know. All right, is that? No, wait. I think I got another decal. Oh no, I got a. I'm gonna hold it up there that long, but looks like it's a card for a free download for, I'm guessing, a song from the movie called Bullet Belt. I don't know. It says download this by visiting, and I'll have to go onto that site and see what it is. And I'll let you know, in my next video when I do my next one. So we'll do that just here in a little bit. Alright, and the last thing that I feel in here, I think, the last thing is, cool. Looks like it's a DVD called Just Desserts, The Making of Creepshow. A feature-length retrospective that looks back on one of the horror genre's most enduring classics. This acclaimed documentary features interviews with the cast and crew of Creepshow, which marked the first ever collaboration between horror legends George A. Romero and Stephen King. Filled with rare behind-the-scenes footage, photographs, and other exciting memorabilia, Just Desserts, The Making of Creepshow features over a dozen interviews including George A. Romero, Tom Savini, Adrienne Barbeau, Ed Harris, Tom Atkins, and many others. So, that's pretty cool. I mean, I love, anybody that knows me knows I love DVDs, and I especially like, behind the scenes stuff like this. That's precisely why you've seen one video I did, or I talked about, when I bought Night of the Living Dead. I bought it so many different times because they were always bringing out additional stuff on it, in particular like behind the scenes and interviews and stuff like that. And I love it. I love getting in behind. I mean, after I've watched a movie, I love being able to go in and actually get behind on what went into the movie and what their thought process and how they did some of the effects and all that stuff. It just fascinates me. But this is really cool. I mean, this is the first time I've gotten a DVD in a Box of Dread, and I'm pretty sure I saw a post where they were saying that Box of Dread subscribers were going to get kind of like a first look at a DVD. So I knew there was a DVD going to be in the box, but I wasn't sure what it was. I was, hell, probably it might have been Deathgasm. I don't know. There's with the way they do streaming and stuff like that. And anymore, there's a lot of movies that release at the theater that if you have certain subscription services and you want to pay like a rental fee, you can basically rent and watch the movie there at home, either while it's in theaters or there was a movie called The Innkeepers. It was kind of like I don't want to say it was comedy, but it was kind of like comedy horror about these, I can't remember whether they were a couple or not, but guy and a girl that are running this inn, and it turns out it's haunted. Anyway, I mean, it was a really good movie, and I actually watched that. I believe it was, I don't think it was Amazon. It might have been Amazon Prime, or it might have been like Vudu or one of those. And I actually paid, I think it was like $8.99 or something rental fee. So I mean, it's kind of expensive for a rental, but I actually watched it before it came out in theaters. So with them doing that, I thought, well, it's always a possibility they might be including one of the new movies in there. I mean, it's a good way to get buzz going on about your movie is do it with one of these select subscriber-based services that only in the grand scope of the population, only a handful of people will be privy to it, and who knows, you might get really good reviews before your movie even comes out. On the other hand, if you put a movie out and it's not that great, then that's probably not a good idea, because then people might be bashing it. But I highly doubt that anybody will do that with this, because anybody that's seen Creepshow, at least everybody I know that knows Creepshow likes the movie. So I think this will be right up there with it. I'm going to watch that tonight. Okay, double check, kit, empty box. I'm going to hold on to that. Christmas ain't that far away. I might need a box to pack something in. So, anyway, that's it. That's all. That's all she wrote. That was a very good box of dread. Of course, I got to buy 2 more frames. I got to find places to put them both up. At the very least, I'm definitely going to put the Deathgasm one up because I mean that looks. I'll put that out in the theater room where I put some of the other ones because I mean that looks killer. The Paranormal Activity one I'll probably frame and maybe I don't know, maybe I'll put it someplace else. Kind of running out of room on the walls out there. Um, but the signed picture, I'll definitely have to look in to see exactly whose signature it is, and I'll get a frame and put it. I want to say I still got about 20 or 30 spots up where I have signed pictures that I can put more. So Box of Dread, keep them coming. Especially because I don't have the money to actually go to any conventions anymore. Downside of being a grown up, having a mortgage and insurance, health insurance, life insurance, all that other crap you gotta deal with when you grow up. So kids, don't be in such a rush. Man, I can't wait till I get older. I don't have to put up with this bullshit. You know what? Put up with the bullshit. Alright? Stay young for as long as you can. Because you're going to be bitching and whining and moaning like the rest of us when you have to grow up, get a fucking job, okay, and do 90% of shit for yourself. Yeah, believe me. Sometimes it can be a little taxing. Anybody out there that works and pays bills knows exactly what I mean. That there's times when you're maybe coming up a little bit short, living paycheck to paycheck, and you're thinking, okay, so which bills are due when, and which ones can I put off till next payday? Yeah. Or you do the whole thing, okay, this is due on this day, I get paid that day. So if I go online and pay it like 2 days before, it won't actually try to take it out until maybe the day after I get paid. And then you just cross your fingers and hope that's the case. So you don't have to pay that $35 overdraft fee. Yeah. Want to talk about horror? Okay, there's horror for you, kids. Yeah. Bills. Bills. They should just film a documentary on people paying bills. Okay? Scare the shit out of everybody. Anyway, next video will probably be my comic block. I'm hoping it might be here tomorrow, or probably the next day. It should be here sometime this week. Um, I'm not for sure. I know it was like, I think it was already went from UPS and it was in the postal service now, but I don't know how long it takes once it gets there. So, stay tuned. We'll delve into comics and see what that box has in it when it comes. Yep. I will talk to you later. See ya.